And welcome. You're here with Pablo Miguel in Las Vegas in manifestingyourdreams.net, and I'm really so excited today because this almost didn't happen. So you're so lucky if you're watching this right now. What we went through to have this amazing lady with us today is unbelievable, and it is about manifesting your dreams. So I'm manifesting right here, have the world famous, Petia Kolibova visiting us today. And you are, if this is your first time in our show, you are in manifesting your dreams. And our purpose, the reason we do this show, we're going to help you manifest in your dreams. And maybe when you were a little girl, a little boy, or when you were a teenager, you had some ideas of what you wanted to create in your life, and maybe you take some action towards it. But you look at your life right now and maybe you say, wow, I wish this had happened, or I have been able to do this or that. You know what? If you can take a breath right now, take a deep breath. If you can take a deep breath right now, you can manifest your dreams. And what we are going to do every week, we're going to share with you. We're basing our program. If you've never seen this book, we urge you to get it, give it to your kids, to your grandkids, to your nephews, to your godson. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hills, because this book actually was able to identify the 17 principles that the most successful, accomplished people of their time used. In some cases, they knew what they were doing, right? It was premeditated. In some cases, they had no clue that they were applying these principles, but through a 20-year journey, they were put together in a book, and you can take 1 hour, read this book, and get 20 years experience. So we're focusing on desire, okay? That's one of the principles. But Petia, welcome to our show. Is that every time we get together, we have so much fun. Yes. Your energy is amazing. Your heart is like unbelievable. So tell our viewers a little bit about you. They're curious about your name, where you're from, a little bit about your background, so they get to know you a little bit.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me. And I have to say that Pablo really manifested me. Because the first time that he reached out to me, he saw my Facebook Live that I did in Red Rock. And because he loves nature and he loves visualizations and mantras and manifesting, that live that I was doing a couple months ago already, time flies, was about Monday Mantra. And I am right now working with my clients on a confidence coaching. Because what I found throughout my journey, that when you are confident into who you really are, when you step into your power, there is nothing that will ever stop you. So knowing who you are, knowing what you want, are really keys to success. What happens very often with my clients and even with other people, and what happened throughout my path, throughout my journey, is you think you know what you want. You want something because you think that once you have that thing, you will be happy. But you don't really realize what is the root of what you're wanting. What do you truly want and why? So when I started to work with my clients, when we start to work on their deepest desires, their relationships start thriving. Their business start thriving. They start to be really confident into who they are, and because they were true to themselves, they start to manifest and attract what they truly wanted. So it has been an incredible journey, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, everything about you is always fun and making things happen, right? So I have to tell you, I love your accent, right? And you probably heard that before. It's like, I have an accent.
It's because you have an accent.
And people say, like, oh my God, you're the good-looking guy with the accent. And everyone remembers my accent, right? So tell us about your accent. Where are you from? How did you manifest that beautiful voice that people are watching and listening to you?
Thank you so much. So originally, I'm from Czech Republic. And when I was growing up there, I somehow deep inside knew that there must be something bigger to life than just go through the school. I did my college back then, and then I'm like, what do I do now in my life? So I started to think about adventuring and traveling, and I moved to London when I was 21. So I'm just a little bit older than 21, by the way.
A few months.
Just a few months, so I can have alcohol if needed.
There you go.
Anyway, so I moved to London, and then from London, I moved to Spain. And right I think it was like 2008, 2009, when the crisis started, economic crisis started. It started to be really hard because I was working as an accountant, like a bookkeeper in a little company, and because money started to be shared everywhere, I was starting to think like, oh, I wish I could go back to school. I wish I could do something else than just doing what I'm doing because I had a degree in economics. So I'm like, what could I do? And it was that time when I met a family friend that he lived in the United States, and he told me, you are so bright. I want to give you something that no one can ever take away from you. And that friend told me back then, education is the one thing that nobody can ever take away from you.
That's right.
So he told me, if you can get here to college, to Las Vegas, we will sponsor your college degree, because they were doing international exchange student. So I was like, okay, why not?
Why not, right?
So I flew to Las Vegas, I passed the test, and I just moved in here 9 years ago. And I did, in that time, I did my college, I did associate business degree, I did my bachelor in marketing, and I also did my master business degree. So I went through all of this business, and when I started to work in the office, I found out that all the external things, all the marketing, all the business, it's not the thing that really makes the people and businesses that thrive. What truly make you happy and fulfilled is the relationships. So I started my personal journey back there, and it has been evolving since that. Now I have my podcast, I am a private fitness coach, I'm a meditation teacher, and I'm a confidence coach for entrepreneurs, mainly women, who have a big mission on their heart, and they're not bold enough yet to step into their power and to truly embrace who they are and who they believe in.
That is fantastic. It's amazing. As I'm listening to you, it's like, I'm sure people have told you before, oh, you're so lucky, right? You ever heard that? Oh, you're so lucky. Now look at her face, right? And it's like so many times where I've been very successful in some things in my life, and I learned on the ones that I was not successful, and people will come and say, oh, you're so lucky. Oh, you speak Spanish. You're so lucky. Oh, yes. Well, I was born speaking no languages at all, right? So one thing that I'm going to tell you, if you ever think people are luckier than you, right, take that out of your mind immediately, because every single thought we have, every single one, not just some, not just the good ones, every single thought we have is actually creative. We are powerful creative forces, right? So sometimes people think like, oh, I'm meditating for half an hour, and I'm meditating on my ideal life. But what are you doing the other 23 hours and 55 minutes of the day, right? Are you complaining about circumstances, about people, or are you saying, I'm not as lucky, or things like that? Just remember that every single thought you have is creative. So when I meet somebody like Petia, and she's telling me all the things that she's been doing, what I think I can promise you is that she's in control of her own thoughts. And that she's in control, not all the time, because nobody can control it all the time, but she knows that her thoughts are important, and she's in control of her emotions, which is very, very important. And right now, wherever you are today, is really relevant, because today is the result of the things that happened to you in the past, right? But what you do today will determine your future. So start thinking a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, where would you like to be 10 years from now? What would you like the quality of life to be? Who would you like to be surrounded by? What is your ideal place to be living? And starting today, you can start paying attention to some of the strategies, the tips that we'll share with you, the inspiration. By the way, these are proven strategies. In this program, we share the wisdom of the ages. So it's not just what is hot or cool, right? Just because there was a movie that came out, or a little, audio that came out that became popular. Oh, this is new. No. Reality, how to create your dreams, is something that existed, since the beginning of time, right? So Petia is one of those people that actually is walking her talk. And that's what I was so impressed with her, because you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, and you see a lot of those people's lives, and if you really know them, sometimes like, but that's not the real life. It's kind of funny, right?
Yes.
But then you see the people that walk their talk, right? They walk their talk, and Petia is like that. And you can tell by the energy that she has, she really has a desire, in her case, to help women take control of their confidence, so they can actually take the action they need to take to manifest their dreams. And she's been helping them with their health and so forth. So I look at her and I say, wow, she has some challenges. We do this the squat challenge and this and that, and I go like, wow, I like to get associated with people like her, because who you surround yourself with will determine where you're going to end up at, right? Mm-hmm. So tell us about the confidence thing. That sounds very, very interesting. Do you find women need help in that area? What has been your experience?
Absolutely. So just to share a little bit of my background, when I was growing up back in Czech Republic, I was physically and mentally abused by my stepfather, and that led to eating disorder and to my belief that I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, no matter what. It's the stories that we create, and there were studies done that by the age of 7, you already set your beliefs about yourself. Wow. So the way you live today was determined by that baby, like 5, 6, 7 year old, because by age of 7, you already firmly affirm who you are, what you believe in, what are you worth of, and it's the, like the little babies when they're born and they're so happy, they love themselves, yes. They don't care where they make their poo-poo, or they love themselves unconditionally.
They enjoy every moment, right? Yes. They live in the present moment.
Exactly, right? Because they were not forced to believe something else, and then parents come, society come, and you're told what's good, what's bad, what to believe, what to do, and you start diminishing. You start to believe others instead of believe in themselves, in yourself. So I was growing up like this, and that's why I was always looking for approval, for love in all the wrong places. And it was before age of 30, around age of 28, when I was in so much incredible pain that I didn't even want to live. Because I was thinking to myself, if this is it, I don't want this life.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So when you say you're lucky, there is no luck involved, because we all have this belief, we all have this thing in our mind, what we think is possible, who we think we are, and we start limiting ourselves. And I was not confident at all. Like, I didn't want to even wake up in the morning. So when you say that I'm lucky, or when my clients, when I tell them, you gotta go live, you gotta go talking, you gotta be sharing your impact and message, they're like, yeah, it's easy for you. Yeah. You're young, you look good. Beautiful. Yes, yeah. You're confident. You know what? This is the work of last 8 years, every single day, in and out. Every single day being intentional. So setting the intention, knowing what you want and who you are, it's what really is going to make you confident and build the life of your dreams.
Absolutely. You're so right. You're so correct. A couple of weeks ago, we had another interview with Jeff Lovick, a good friend of mine, and he said something. He said, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm still remembering that, because every time you compare yourself with anybody else, it doesn't matter. If you're good looking, you're going to find somebody that is even better looking, or a little taller, or a little shorter, or whatever, and you don't have the joy of enjoying who you are. And just like you were saying a little earlier, step into who you are, because you have so many blessings. Every single person in this planet has something unique. We have some blessings, and we have a gift that we can give to the world, but they're all different. We're all different. So if we compare ourselves with others, we will never be happy. So the first step that I recommend you is be grateful for who you are. Because as you envy somebody else, I bet you there's 10 people that might be looking at you and saying, I wish I were in your shoes, or I wish I had your son, or your husband, or your house, or your background, or things like that. So we're going to go into a short break right now, but when we get back, we're going to hear more about how Petia is not only manifesting her dreams, but how she's coaching her clients to actually manifest theirs, okay? And I want you again to start thinking, have a clear idea of what would you like to manifest. And sometimes you can start with something small, right? It doesn't have to be something huge. Start with something more small, get a clear idea of what you want to manifest, and make sure it's something that you want. Because so many times people tell me, oh, I got this degree, and then when you find out it's because that's what the parents wanted, right? Or that's what the spouse wanted, or somebody else. You have to have the desire. It has to be important to you that this is going to happen. And when you have that burning desire, that white burning desire, as they say, there's an energy that is being created to attract to you the people, the circumstances, the knowledge, whatever you need for actually that to happen. So we're going to go into a short break. And if you'd like to stay in contact with us, just go to manifestingyourdreams.net, MEP, manifestingyourdreams.net. Give us your email, and we're going to send you information so that way we can stay in contact with you. So one day we can celebrate you and maybe have you as a guest when you manifest in your dreams. We'll be right back.